Hello folks and welcome. Today I'm out in my Sevylor inflatable canoe. I'm in the Norfolk Broads. I'm going out on a 6.5 mile canoe, approximately 10 kilometres. And I'm setting off from Ludham Bridge, heading north up the River Ant, through Barton Broad, and eventual destination is Sutton Staithe. I'm hoping to do a bit of wild camping. I've got some camping equipment with me. Let's go and have a look, have an adventure in the Norfolk Broads. Yeah, it looks like there's an old wind pump. Doesn't have any blades on it anymore. A lot of these wind pumps have been surpassed and are powered by electricity now. You can see the little electrical power station next door to it. Hiya. The paddle that I'm using is a Sevylor KC215 convertible paddle. It joins in the middle here, so it can be either an individual open canoe, sort of Canadian canoe paddle, and it comes with a handle which plugs in, so you end up with two separate one-man paddles like that. Yeah, or you can connect them and make them into a sort of a double kayak paddle. So clicking it in there, now you've got one piece for the sort of the kayak action. Yeah, it's nice and lightweight. It's made from aluminium with plastic blades, and the blades are symmetrical, so there's no front or rear side. There's no curve to the paddle. It's completely reversible, same on one side as the other. The paddles are fitted with this little plastic cup here, and this is designed so that any water that runs down is supposed to be caught there, so when you're doing the action like that, the water doesn't come down past that point. But unfortunately the water does come down, so yeah, they do a sort of a partial job. I bought this off Amazon for about £40. That's about 48 euros or 50 US dollars. That's How Hill. The nice thing about this Sevylor Adventure Plus is it's got ample room for big bodied people like myself. I'm 6'4" and my legs are huge. Yeah, there's plenty of room. Very comfy. Probably not the most efficient rowing position, but you can row in this reclined position. The Norfolk Broads consists of a number of rivers and man-made lakes, or broads as they're known. The main rivers are the River Yare, Bure, Ant and Thurn. Obviously there's a few more, and then there's a number of these man-made lakes. They were made by people who dug the land for fuel. They dug up the peat and burnt it. One of the best ways to explore the Broads is by canoe, and if you want to do that you need to have a licence. So there's a couple of choices. You can buy a Broads Authority licence for 28 days or an annual pass. However, if you decide to join the British Canoe Association, then their membership at £45 a year covers you for all of the Norfolk Broads and the rest of the UK. The trip starts at Ludham Bridge, heading north up the river, and actually it's against the flow of the river, so take that into consideration, but it's not much of a flow. Anyway, had a wind behind my back, so that kind of cancels it out a little bit. The last point before reaching Barton Broad is Irsted Staithe. Very nice little village, beautiful little church and mooring points. So I'm just approaching Irsted, and very soon I'll be entering the second largest of all the Broads, Barton Broad. So here it is, Barton Broad. There's a little island in the middle of Barton Broad, and it's known as Pleasure Island. That island there, that's actually an island. That's Pleasure Island. I'm going to go around to the right hand side of it. Pleasure Island. I'm about 3/4 of the way across Barton Broad. Thought I'd just take a moment to talk to you about the water quality here. The Broads Authority has spent several millions of pounds, considerable time and effort in trying to improve the water quality. About 20 years ago or so, the water quality here was seriously degraded. The main two issues were blue-green algae and pollutants of phosphates from the agricultural industry. So working with Anglia Water, they've invested a lot of time and money and effort in projects to improve the quality of the water, and the way they did that was they've sectioned off certain areas and removed the fish in stages. Now, by removing the fish in those areas, it meant that the population of the water fleas grew, And so I'm led to believe it's the water fleas and other sort of insects like that that are eating the blue-green algae and reducing that as an issue. And then slowly, through a rotational process, the Broads Authority have reintroduced the fish into different areas. Also working with Anglia Water, the two sewage works that are up near Stalham and North Walsham, they were working together to make sure that there weren't any releases of pollutants down into the rivers and into Barton Broad. And the agricultural industry have also been working hard to reduce the amount of phosphates that are leaching from the soil and the agricultural soil into the Broad. And we can say today, thankfully, that the water has severely improved its cleanliness and quality. There's an abundance of biodiversity life here and a serious reduction in the phosphates. So it's a fantastically clean and preserved location, but not without expense, effort and time. There's a split in the navigation here. You can go to the right, which is up towards Sutton and Norfolk Bridge, or to the left towards Barton Turf. I'm going to go left towards Barton Turf. As a consequence of that split in the navigation, there's a little island here just on the right hand side known as Heater Island, and I believe it's called Heater Island because of its shape. It's sort of a triangular shape, and in the olden days the old heater irons used to be in that sort of triangular shape, and that's probably where it's got its name from. Heater Island.